All right, there we go. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone? Happy with the warm weather? Me too. So welcome to DuePoint. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in around the country. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. We're going to be spending the next 45 minutes or so together as I go through who DuePoint is, what we're all about, what the opportunity is all about, and then afterwards you're welcome to come ask me any questions that you might have. Come speak to me. Feel free to come chat. So, as you can see, we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa, so we've been around since 1952. We've operated always in the financial space. We've had a lot of success in that space, obviously, because we are still around. We are one of the few full-blown insurers in the country. The offices of Constantia, the head office is just down the road here in Randburg, so DuePoint doesn't share offices with them. That is the logo. Constantia's little orange logo. You might not recognize that logo because Constantia's never dealt with consumers in the last 70 years. They've always dealt with other financial service providers. So they've been a B2B business, not a B2C business. But for the first time through DuePoint, we are now speaking to members of the public directly. So you might become more familiar with that. If you look in your insurance policy, you page to the back of your terms, you might see that logo at the back because a company like Constantia underwrites other financial service providers. All right. The FSP number is that one over there. That's very important. That's our financial services provider license number. You'll notice in the foyer and on our website, we've got all our FSP licenses on display for you to take a look at. So we've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got our FSP license. We've got an investment license. That is to show you that we are regulated in South Africa as a financial service provider. That's very important. That should be a big tick of credibility for us. We don't want anyone coming into this business with any mistrust about what this business opportunity is all about. So you're welcome to go do a background check on us. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. It is very important that we start building trust in your mind with regards to this business, because if we're going to propose a partnership together, any collaboration, it's important that it's based on trust. Right, so go do any checks that you need to do. The managers and executives are these people up on screen. The first three boring people are registered chartered accountants. No accountants in the audience? Okay, good. We can rubbish the accountants for a little bit because I think they're very important, these accountants, right? Anyway, they serve a very important role here at DuePoint. Brendan's actually our head executive, our senior executive here at DuePoint. He heads up this division. He's got a lot of experience in financial services and particularly in insurance, because his father has been involved in insurance very successfully all his life, and Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. His dad started Clientele Life all those years ago. He started the IFA. They've together as a family, well, the men at least, started a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, PMD. They've started businesses in Europe that are still running, so they've had a lot of success in that space. Brendan's got a lot of experience. Tim and Stacey, the other two chartered accountants, take care of all the boring accounting things like the auditing, the financial regulatory aspects of our business, very important nonetheless. And then Jane and myself, we're the two non-accountants. We're also important, even though we aren't CAs, but Jane is very experienced in direct selling, network marketing, referral marketing. She's been doing it for a very long time. She's from the UK, so she brings what we think is very good experience to our team here in South Africa, because we're an insurance company, right? We're not a network marketing company. We're an insurance company. But the marketing model that we've adopted is one of network marketing, and that's where the collaboration comes in. So Jane's experience is very important to us, and then myself, I've been working in advertising for 25 years. I ran my own agency for about 15 years. That's still running today, a digital agency. And our company operated very much in the financial space too. So that's our senior staff here at DuePoint. We've got our client service staff, we've got admin staff. Our mandate to staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us. So the whole focus of DuePoint really is to support everybody that joins us. We want to see you being effective in this business. More important, being profitable, and ultimately being happy in this business, because that serves our interest too. We can only be successful as a business if the people that we depend on for growth in South Africa are being effective. And so we do everything in our power to support you. So know that you're never alone in this business. Very quickly, we kind of discussed the circumstance that people find ourselves in. I won't go into it too much. We all know the personal finance pain that we might be experiencing. You might not be experiencing pain yet, right? It's an awesome thing if you can decide, well, let me do something today so that if I do suddenly meet crisis one day, it's not a problem for me. I can deal with it. Because if we look at the general population of South Africa and the economy, there's nothing positive about it, really, right? Your salaries, you can't even depend on salaries anymore in South Africa because retrenchment and unemployment has become so prominent. The workplace has become so competitive that it's crazy, that even parents, so if any of you have got kids, you already know you're worrying about your child's education because the job market is so competitive. And really what we need to do is, in the 40 years that we work, we have to set ourselves up for retirement, right? And generally, normal employment doesn't give us that opportunity because we're just trying to get by every month, let alone save and invest money every single month so that when we get to retirement, we have a dignified retirement, which 90% of the population doesn't have. And what this business presentation is all about is about changing that circumstance, allowing you to empower yourself to take control over your income instead of being told what you can earn, where you can work, what position you can have because of the economy and the industry you work in, the company you work for, the boss that you have, right? This business is about opportunity. We launched the DuePoint division 2.5 years ago. So in February 2016, we launched the business. We call it the DuePoint system. We have basically a number of aspirations for the business as well as people that get involved in the business. Our business is not just about creating additional income. What we want to achieve with DuePoint is for people to build wealth in their lives. And that's a very important description of our business because some people won't think, well, wealth and extra money is the same thing. It isn't the same thing. You can have people, especially here in Bryanston, that are earning 200,000 Rand a month and still be in debt up to their eyeballs with zero wealth, right? If you're earning more, you might just be spending more. That isn't wealth. Wealth is about having assets that you own. No debt, only assets, right? That hopefully create annuity income for you. That is where wealth is created. And that's what our focus is here at DuePoint. And so we go beyond just creating additional income here. We also try to achieve this paradigm shift, this shift in thinking for people about stop being consumers, let's think about wealth instead. So we want to achieve those two things. Get rid of your debt as quickly as possible, focus on wealth creation, and ultimately just to be happier at the end of the day. We want DuePoint wealth engineers at the end of the year to be happy in December, not to be suffering and worrying about money. At the end of every month, we probably worry about money, right? When all those SMSs come through from the bank, they're all debit orders. How many do you get of those? 7, 8? The bank even lumps them into one SMS because they have to send you so many, right? So imagine a life where you get no debits coming off your bank account because you paid everyone cash up front. You might be one of the parents that pay for school fees 1 year up front, right? That's the opportunity that you have through this business, right? And that's what we want to achieve. So how does our business work? You have the opportunity to join DuePoint this afternoon. Once you join us, we refer to you as wealth engineers. As a wealth engineer, you've got a single task, and that is to build what we call a channel of distribution. That is the asset that you're going to be building here at DuePoint that creates income for you. And how do you build a channel of distribution? You basically just go tell people about DuePoint. That's all you have to do. We just depend on you to go out and tell people about DuePoint, connect them to our business. And if you are successful in the process where you connect them, they watch a presentation like this, they decide to become wealth engineers and product owners. That is you being successful at building your channel of distribution, and it leads to this additional income that you generate for yourself. The nature of the income is recurring, right? Because we are focused on wealth here. We are not a commission, sales-based, product-based, once-off income, only at the end of the month business. We're not one of those. We're a business focused on annuity income. And you do that through growing an asset, by building an asset, and that creates recurring income for you. It is a very valuable benefit for some businesses to have. Not all businesses create annuity income. I ran an agency for 15 years. We didn't create any recurring income. At the end of every month, we started at zero. Like a salary earner, right? You've got to work in September to get September salary. In September, if you don't go to work, no salary, right? Disciplinary hearing, and maybe you get fired. That's active income. Active income pays the bills. Annuity, recurring income, creates wealth, and that's what you get to do here at DuePoint. Our business allows you the power of duplication, so that's leverage. You have the opportunity to go out and get other people to help you build your channel of distribution. So if you can go find 10 people, and this is where the network marketing aspect comes into it, because we allow you to do that, and we allow you to benefit from that. If you can go find 10 people to help you build your channel, you can increase your recurring income by 10-fold. Your channel of distribution can grow 10 times faster. And I'll show you wealth engineers that are doing that in the business. Our business is flexi-time. That just means that you can do this business whenever you like. It's not a part-time business. Let's do it whenever you like. Right? The business runs on your mobile phone, in your pocket. You can do it any time of the day, anywhere in South Africa. We don't have any startup capital. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy up front. There's no large investment sums that we ask you to invest. We've designed the business to be as low risk as possible because we understand that's important for people. If the average South African wants to change their opportunity, often the income opportunities that exist in South Africa have got too much risk attached to them, right? Try starting a franchise or starting your own business. Any of that has got a massive amount of risk attached to it. We've designed this business to have a low barrier to entry so that you don't have to be stressed about trying this opportunity to see what you can make of it. We don't care about qualifications or experience. So anyone has got the opportunity to join this business, right? Again, that's the antithesis of the job market. The job market wants that little piece of paper called the CV. And that CV will generally dictate how much you can earn and no more. This business, I'm saying you can have as much as you want in this business. There's absolutely no discrimination with regards to your experience and your background. You get to build an asset. Now this for me is probably the most important benefit, because if you're going to be spending time trying to build this channel of distribution, know that you own this channel of distribution. So you have legal tender over it. That means you can sell it one day. Because if this asset that you're building is paying out a recurring income, it has value. We've had wealth engineers buying and selling their channels of distribution for various reasons. It also means that it doesn't retire you. If you own assets, assets don't retire you. Your day job retires you, right? And that's when your income ends. But if you've invested in building an asset, that asset will pay you through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s. It never retires you. Even when you die, that asset doesn't disappear. In your will, you can say, I leave my DuePoint channel of distribution to my wife or my husband or my children. And you'll be able to pass wealth on to the next generation. Right? There's no selling involved in our business. Absolutely no selling. You don't have to speak about our products at all. That's my job. When Brendan and I stand on stage, we will tell people about our products. Our website will inform people about products. That's not something you have to worry about. What you have to be doing is connecting people to the business opportunity. DuePoint, we split in half. We've got the product side of our business and we've got the business side of our business. You only need to concern yourself with the business side. We will take care of the product side, right? And so when you go speak to people, you're going to be speaking about financial opportunity, business opportunity, not products. They will find out about the products when they come to head office or they tune into the live stream or you show them an intro presentation on YouTube or your USB stick, right? It's not something you have to worry about. Most people don't like to sell. Anyone like selling insurance products on the weekends to their friends? Right? You get the shivers just thinking about it. Ooh. Don't have to worry about that, right? The nature of our products, because they're financial, like I said earlier, there's no boxes of product that you have to buy here at DuePoint. You're not going home with any boxes today. And that's convenient. Who wants to store boxes in the boot at home? Worry about the expiry date. They start to smell funny when you haven't sold any after 2 months, right? And so the products in themselves is very convenient. But your success here at DuePoint is dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer today and a product owner, and now you're going to go out and start building your channel of distribution by connecting other people to the opportunity. You might have to speak to 10 people to get 5 to become wealth engineers. You might have to speak to 15. But you go speak to some people, some will say yes, some will say no. The ones that say yes become wealth engineers and product owners. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. This is the asset that you start to build. Once you've connected people to this business, your channel will grow on its own, whether you like it or not. Because those people that you connected are going to go out and do the same thing. They're going to start connecting other people. And that is the power of referral marketing. We do it in our natural lives anyway. If I go see a good movie or if I go to a good restaurant, there is that viral marketing that happens naturally. All that network marketing has done is modified that, right? So it's been around for 100 years or so, where people get rewarded for referring people to a business. And that's what you're going to be doing. But my tip to you at this stage is make sure that you bring strong people into your business. Because I want to see you building a strong, sustainable channel. If you bring weak people, and we can define weak in many, many ways. But if you go out looking for people that are desperate, that don't have resources to build channels, they're going to become a burden to you. You need to find people that can build channels on their own, that have resources to do so, right? Because if you bring in strong people at the beginning, that behavior filters into the rest of your channel. And that's where you build a strong asset that you can depend on. One that will pay recurring income every single month. If you do the opposite and bring desperate people who want to earn money, that don't have money, don't have resources, right? We'd love to help those people. But this is a business decision that you need to make. You're free to bring in whoever you want into the business. But be discerning, because you want a business that you can walk away from in 10 years' time knowing that it's strong and it just carries on its own, right? So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. Very quickly, we will never promise you success quickly or easily in this business. It doesn't exist. I know there have been lots of schemes that have floated around South Africa that promise success quickly. What do we call those things? Get-rich-quick schemes, right? You might have thought that perhaps you were invited to one of those today. Didn't you think that? Right? I remember in my 20s, I won't mention the company, but in my 20s, which was about 20 years ago, I remember there used to be one company, and you knew if your friend said, just come look. Just come look. And you say, what's it about? Just tell me what's it about. And they don't want to tell you what it's about. You know where you're going, right? We are not one of those businesses. It is okay if you thought that before you arrived. But I'm hoping that from today, you'll realize that DuePoint is very different to any other business that's come before it. We have designed this business purposely to be very different, to be very innovative compared to other businesses. And one of the highlights is that we have to be very realistic about wealth creation. There are billions of people in the world, right? Small percentage of which have become wealthy, and we can learn from those people. And if you can jump onto YouTube. Jump onto YouTube. You can go sit down in front of a video where Warren Buffett can sit and talk to you about wealth creation for an hour. That's the beauty of technology today. It's an unbelievable access to information. And none of those people that have created wealth will tell you it happens overnight. Not a single one of them will tell you that's possible. And that's the same warning that we give to people in this business, because I don't want you to be disappointed if your wealth builds slowly here at DuePoint. I want you to have long-term vision, commitment and endurance, because that's where true wealth is built, right? Sustainable wealth. So that is our warning to everybody. We have got 4 financial products, or at least 4 products with financial benefits here at DuePoint. Our products are designed to help you from a finance point of view. So our products are either designed around investment, or to protect your assets, or to lower your cost of living, right? So they're to help you. Our first product is called Access Wealth. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund registered with Sanlam. You've got full access to that fund, so it's about 4 or 5 days to draw the funds out of that if you need to. But then it's not an investment. If you're always drawing funds out of your investment, you've got to leave it there. And we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover on top of this product. So if you're killed in any form of accident, and I love it when I've got a young audience, right? Because I get excited with the potential and the time that you have on your side. But for most of us under the age of 40, if we're going to die, it's not from natural causes or illness. It's going to be from an accident, right? And so that personal accident cover is really great for people under the age of 50, 40. So if you are killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment. So this is our investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is purely insurance. It's 249 Rand a month. It's called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is only personal accident cover, but for 249 Rand, you get 1 million Rands worth of accidental death cover. Now, generally, the beauty of personal accident cover is that there's no discrimination against age or health. So this becomes accessible to anybody. Right? You will know if you've ever tried to get health insurance or life insurance, they want to know your age and your health status. Right? And the health status includes going to see a doctor, a nurse coming to you, you've got to urinate in the bottle, take bloods, and they want to know exactly what problems you have, and that affects your premium. On this product, we don't discriminate against your health. So you can be 50 years old, you can be diabetic, you can have cancer. The premium stays the same for everybody over the age of 18, and the amount of cover that you receive remains the same. Family Wealth is our new funeral cover product. So it starts at 299 Rand a month. You get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover, and that covers up to 5 family members. You get 20,000 Rand, as I said. We also give you 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So if you owe anyone money, we'll cover up to 10,000 Rands worth of that debt. And the beauty of this product is that it covers everything, right? Any form of death. No pre-existing conditions are excluded. That means you can take out this product, you can have cancer, you can be 50, the premium is still 299, you still get to cover your entire family, and you can bump the cover up to 30,000 Rand or 10 family members. So there's a bit of flexibility in this product. This is our funeral cover product. There is not a product like this in South Africa at the moment. So very innovative product. Wealth Points is our final product. Wealth Points gives you access to discounts every single month. So it costs you 299 Rand a month to be part of this club. And you get access to the list of companies that we've got over there that we've negotiated discounts with. So this product aims to lower your cost of living every single month because we've got data, right? We all spend money on data. There's a data partner. We all spend money on groceries. There's a groceries partner, ShopRite Checkers. We've got online retailers. We've got even car manufacturers. Anyone looking to buy a Range Rover this month? Couple of you, right? You're going to go to Jaguar Land Rover Sandton. They will make sure that you get the best price in the country, right? And hopefully the best service too. So I'm looking at getting a new car from Eagle Ford. The service has been impeccable, and they've given me a 10,000 Rand discount, just like that, just because I'm a Wealth Points member, right? So this is how Wealth Points works. The entertainer gives you access to restaurants, hotels. We try to cover everything here. We're always adding new partners. So we're working furiously on a wonderful new partner that we were hoping to announce this month, but has been a bit delayed. So next month, I think we're going to announce a new partner. Great product to have if you're looking for immediate benefit. So those are the 4 products. If you have any questions, come ask me. Very quickly, just an explanation of our business model. So some people come up to us afterwards and say, I don't understand. How can you guys pay these wealth engineers every month and take them on that holiday and buy them a new car and this and that? The business model explains it very briefly. So traditional insurance companies spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. DuePoint, we don't spend a cent on marketing and advertising. Not a cent. You won't see a DuePoint logo outside of this building. We depend on you guys to go out and grow DuePoint in the market by connecting and telling people about the business opportunity. And so we can take that portion of our budget, and the insurance industry spends billions on advertising every year. We can take our advertising, our marketing budget, and instead of giving it to DSTV, SABC, U Magazine, Star, all these media companies, we give it to our wealth engineers for the work that they do in growing our business. And we pay out in the form of these 2 things, the returns and the rewards program. Right, so those are the 2 ways to benefit. The returns program is the most important thing. It is the way you earn recurring income here at DuePoint. So it works like this. We pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product in your channel. Right? So remember the first 5 people you introduced? Right? So anyone that you connect will always land on what we call your first point. You don't put them on your second or your third or your 4th point. You always put people on your first point. And on your first point, we pay you double the 27.50 Rand. And remember, it's recurring income. That's not once-off income. You're going to earn that every single month going forward. then when they go out, those people that you connected go out and connect other people, that product lies on your second point. And again, on your second point, you earn 55 Rand for every product every month. And then as your channel starts to grow wider and wider and wider with time, you see the multiplier drops as the product gets further away from you. But we freeze it at 0.8. So at 0.8 onwards, you can earn 4% of the 27.50 Rand. So we don't limit you on how big your channel can get at DuePoint. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. Into infinity, in theory, right? It's always going to come down to time and numbers. How many people are you willing to connect? Over what amount of time are you willing to push this business, right? So there's no limitation. We've got wealth engineers in 2 years already beyond 0.30 in their businesses. That's how big their businesses have grown to. The next question we typically get is people want to understand, well, how much money can I earn if I put this much time into the business, right? So we built a projection over the next 5 years. Does everyone have a 5-year plan? You're all too young to have serious things like that. Only when you get older. You got a 5-year plan? Right. Well, I'm going to show you a 5-year plan. You might want to adopt this one after I'm finished with it. But it is a projection over the next 5 years. It's based on an assumption that you bring 3 people in the first month. So connect 3 people in August, for example. And then September, you only have to connect 2 people. October, 2 people. November, 2 people. December, 2 people. We call it 3 plus 2 because you're going to be going 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 every month into perpetuity for 5 years. If you can do that, you can earn these type of numbers. After 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. Right? Now, I'm always a bit worried about people's perception of that. I say 2,500 Rand, and I'm wondering how many people are going, yo, that's not a lot of money. 6 months of work. What am I doing here? Why did you bring me to Bryanston? Right? But it is a lesson. It is a very appropriate lesson with regards to the difference between how consumers think and how people that are focused on wealth creation think. And for all of us, we think like consumers. If you're a salary earner, you're a general person, we are consumers. We think like consumers. We look at 2,500 Rand and we go, that's what I can buy with 2,500 Rand. How often do we look at 2,500 Rand and go, how can I make more money out of the 2,500 Rand? Because that's how people focused on investment and wealth creation think. And I'm going to illustrate it to you because remember I said to you, one of your aspirations should be to get rid of your debt as quickly as possible, right? Getting rid of your debt is the same as investing, by the way. So here's someone with R1 million debt, right? They owe the bank R1 million on a property that they financed at prime plus 2. Does everyone want to be a homeowner here, right? So odds are you're not going to have R1 million cash lying around. You're going to get to the point where you're earning enough salary, and then you're going to go to the bank. You can say to the bank, please, can I have a loan? And the bank will look at your salary and your credit record and go, okay, we'll give you the loan. And then you enter into a bond contract, and the bond contract will say, on R1 million over 20 years, we're going to give you an interest rate. So they say, okay, we'll give you prime plus 2. And that equates to, in this example, 11,500 Rand a month that you're going to be paying for 20 years before you become the owner of that R1 million property. Right? That's how a bond works. But you joined DuePoint. And 6 months later, you were earning this extra 2,500 Rand. And you decide, I'm going to listen to Rob and try pay my debt off a little sooner. A little bit faster. So you put the 2,500 Rand as an additional payment into your bond. So now you're putting more money into the bond every month. You're only putting 20% extra. But the net effect of that is that you will pay that house off in 11 and a half years instead of 20. You have just saved yourself nearly 1 million Rand in interest payments to the bank. So now you've paid your house off and you've saved yourself R1 million in cash. It affords you. So you would have, if you didn't do that, you would have paid for 20 years. It affords you now 8.5 years where you could take that extra 14,000 Rand a month and now put it into an investment or buy a second house. Do you see how you get empowered financially if you pay your debt off as quickly as possible? Right? Oops. At 12 months, you're earning 9,000 Rand a month. So that's in excess of 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income. Often ask the audience, I would get a bit nosy and say, has anyone got a 100,000 Rand bonus from their companies this year? Huh? Nobody. We had one person once at the back, but he only went like that. Didn't want everybody to see that he had money, otherwise we'll all chase him, right? At month 24, we are close to 30,000 Rand a month in recurring income. Now that's a game changer, right? Imagine earning an extra 30,000 Rand a month. At month 36, you're earning 50,000 Rand a month. I love to see wealth engineers in our business giving themselves a raise every single month. Where you look at the job market, on average, in the last 7 years, the job market has got an increase of 2% a year. We've got wealth engineers that can double their income in a month. Right? You get to control your income. At month 48, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. And then after 5 years, remember I said this was going to be a 5-year plan. After 5 years, you're close to 85,000 Rand. That's about R1 million extra every single year. See, now I want to get into your heads again and go, I wonder how many of us think we could actually get there. Do you actually think you could have R1 million extra a year? You don't have to worry about that, right? If you can focus just on the first 6 months, and you can get to anywhere you want in the 6 months. If you want 5,000 Rand a month, you can get there. If you're happy with 2,500 Rand after 6 months, you can get there too. Start at the beginning, right? What's that saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Just start at the beginning, right? But this is the journey. This is the journey that you could embark on, right? It is a journey of opportunity and true liberation. But it's just academic. But we have wealth engineers that we bring up onto stage every single month to share their stories with us so that we can understand what is this business like, right? So I'm just explaining the slide. If you go onto our YouTube channel, you can go listen to the testimonies because we interview them and say, well, tell us what it's been like. And we don't only interview the superstars in our business, we interview everybody that has persisted in our business, right? And here we got Andres, he joined 2 years ago. So remember, after 2 years, at 3 plus 2, you should be at 27,000 Rand. He's at 3.5. But again, it's a lesson of the value of money. Because how much money do you need in a bank account to generate 3,500 Rands worth of interest a month? 834,000 Rand in a bank account. At 5% interest, that would generate 3,500 Rand every month, right? So you can't look at the 3,500 Rand and go, geez, 2 years worth of work. I don't know if that's worth it. We've got to evaluate our belief system with regards to money. We've paid him 23,000 Rand. He's introduced 15 people. See the last line? That's the work he's done in 2 years. 15 people. It's translated to 91 products in his channel. Then we've got Petrus. Petrus is following 3 plus 2 quite closely. He joined 10 months ago. The value of his business is nearly at 5,000 a month. That's equivalent of 1.1 million Rand in a bank account. He's introduced 14 people to his business. That's translated to 121 products in his channel. Do you see the leverage? He only had to introduce 14 people, but it's already translated in 10 months to 121 products in his business. Then we've got Casper and Madeleine. They joined 2 years ago, so they've also got an interesting story. I'm sure they're tired of me highlighting it every presentation. But the value of their channel is sitting at 8,000 Rand, right? They've been in the business for 2 years, but look how few people they've brought into their business. They've only introduced 8 people in 2 years into their business. We've already paid them nearly 40,000 Rand a month, and the value of their channel sitting at 8,000 a month. How is that possible? Because right at the beginning, Casper brought in some very strong people on his first point. That's why. And there's a lot of value that he still needs to unlock. That 8,000 should actually be close to 20,000 because he's got 665 products in his business. Everybody is different. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. Everyone is running a different race. I love to compare this business to Comrades Marathon. Anyone do Comrades? Anyone do running? No runners here? Cyclists? Everyone just sitting on the couch on the weekend? Soccer? Netball, there we go. My daughter's going to be playing netball because she's going to be tall. Right? Do tall people do well at netball? I hope so. Do they earn money? Netball players? Do they? Okay, good. She can play netball. Everyone is running a different race, right? So I like to compare it to Comrades Marathon. It is a long race, a very long race. Do not sprint in the first kilometer. You might be on TV for 2 minutes, but then you're going to be sitting on the side of the road crying. Pace yourself. For me, the decision for people in this business presentation is not what we want out of the business, because that's easy, right? How long does it take your mind to go, I want 5,000 a month, I want R1 million a year? That's easy. That's not really a decision. For me, the decision is, can you practically think of how DuePoint's going to fit into your life going forward? Because if you start making a success out of this business, we're going to know each other till we die. This might be our first meeting together, right? Potentially. So I hope we get on. But that's what I want you to think of. Practically, how can you build this business? Because what I'm proposing to you is that you sacrifice time to build your channel. Time playing netball. I'm going to say, forget the netball. Come build DuePoint. Less time with family. Less time relaxing. Come do this thing called DuePoint and see what it can do for you. It might change your life. So for me, that is the practical decision we need to make. Joining is really a non-event. You join 7 minutes later. Application form is quick. 7 minutes later, you're a wealth engineer, but you have to now start applying yourself to this business practically. Read the code of conduct. Go watch the training that we've prepared. Got lots of training available for you so that you are effective right out the gates. Set goals for yourself. It's probably the most underestimated thing that we do in life is we don't set goals for ourselves. A goal is something you write down with a deadline. It has to have a deadline because that's the only way you can keep yourself accountable to something. I go to a marriage counselor every single month for the last 4 years. And even to have a good marriage, any commitment that you make, honey, I'll take out the trash, that even has to have a deadline on it. Right? Because what do the men do? Yes, I'll fix that. 6 months later, you still haven't done it, right? You say, I will fix it tonight. Then your wife knows that she doesn't have to moan at you until tomorrow. Anything in life needs to have a deadline because what it does is it creates accountability. And the accountability is what drives and motivates you. Our business gets distilled down to a single metric, and that's how many people do you speak to. That's the only thing you have to worry about in our business. How many people are you speaking to? Because that in turn feeds into the plan that you have to get to the goal that you have. You want to earn 2,500 Rand in 6 months' time every single month? I know that you need to speak to enough people that 2 sign up every month. You might need to speak to 4 people to get 2 to sign up. That's your plan. It's as simple as that. But it always comes back down to how many people are you connecting a month. Merchandise. This is a picture of credibility and trust. No transaction ever gets done without trust. Look at getting the merchandise. It'll help you. It allows people to trust you if you've got merchandise, if you look like you take the business seriously, if you look like that you have belief in the business you're telling other people about. Please consider getting business cards. That for me is probably the most important thing that a wealth engineer needs is actual business cards. Join our Facebook page, always producing content for Facebook. Our YouTube channel, all our testimonies, the training is all on YouTube. And that camera gets turned on 8 times a week to broadcast globally. You can build this business in Cape Town tonight. You find someone in Cape Town, say, I'm sending you a link, click on it. Suddenly your channel is growing in Cape Town. Right? That's what we've invested in, this technology that allows you that flexibility. Download our mobile app. It works on Android and Apple devices. That is your business in the palm of your hand. You don't need anything else. We don't have printed anything. Everything runs off your smartphone. It's the way of the future, right? More flexibility in the business. Our XP Rewards program. So this is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. Who would like a free car? Everybody. Except this one. She doesn't want. Right? We have a free car available. It's not a free car. You earn the car, right? But it's in the XP Rewards program. Who would like to go on holiday every single year for the rest of their lives? All expenses paid trip. Everyone, right? It's in the XP Rewards program. But can I tell you that this is not as important as that monthly return that you earn? It isn't. This is the cherry on the top. This is not the ice cream. The monthly return is where the wealth is created. This is just where we have fun. right? People can connect to the car and the holiday more easily and get more excited and motivated and set those as goals for themselves. So how does it work? If you become a wealth engineer today, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer in the rewards program. To get to rank 1, you need 1,000 XP. We give you XP for everything that you do. You log into your phone, you do home presentations, you watch the live stream, you come to head office. There's 100 things that you can do that earn you XP. So to get 1,000 XP is like 60 seconds. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. So when you meet the XP and the channel size requirement, that'll get you to rank 1. You get a 55 Rand reward. It's not a car yet, right? You see, it starts very small. But if you can get to rank 1, you can get to any rank. Because the rank 20s are doing the same thing the rank 1s are. That's connecting people. There's no difference. The only difference is time, right? And as you start to collect more XP, as your channel starts to grow, the rewards get bigger and better. There are 20,000 and 50,000 Rand checks waiting for you. There's tools that we give our wealth engineers at rank 5 to help them build their channels. Right? Fancy little devices that plug into everything, all our collateral. At rank 7, we give you business cards that cost us 12,500 Rand to manufacture. For one set. Why do we do that? Again, for credibility. Because when you sit down at a meeting, I want to know that you're the most important person in the room. And when you put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table, I promise you, you're the most important person in the room. People will take you a lot more seriously. At rank 9, this is the holiday. It's our rank 9 international conference. We will take you and your families on our rank 9 conference together. So it's a very family orientated business. We include family as much as we can because this business impacts family, right? And they can also become motivators for you. They can also hold you accountable to doing this business. I always laugh when the kids of some of the wealth engineers say, aren't you supposed to go to a presentation on Saturday morning, right? It'd be great if your kids can hold you accountable. So business class flights there and back. It's 7 days away to a 5-star luxury resort. Have a look at our last trip. This is what our trips look like. You might recognize some of the wealth engineers, but I want you to imagine yourself there because this is available for every single person in the room. Each one of you can be joining us on rank 9 going forward.
And all of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
Who's coming with? You're all laughing at me, right? You can be there. One gentleman took 5 months to get to rank 9. He opened his laptop one day, looked at the presentation. 5 months later, he had 1,000 people in his business and was on rank 9, earning 20,000 Rand a month. Records are made to be broken, right? Some people took a year. Some took almost 2 years to get there. Majority of us, if we're following 3 plus 2, will take about 4 years to get there. But in 4 years' time, you could be taking your family on a millionaire's vacation to our international conference every single year. At rank 14, there's another trip waiting for you every single year. Then you're going on 2 trips. Rank 11, the car. We spent R250,000 Rand buying you a brand new car. No T's and C's, no DuePoint stickers. It's not rented or leased. It's paid for cash in your name. You can sell it the next day. You can even quit DuePoint the next day. The car is yours, right? The car is yours. We don't take it away. But this is only the beginning because we're only at rank 11. And some people have done this in less than 2 years too, right? But let me tell you, you're only getting warmed up. You might not believe me telling you now, but when you're earning 30,000, 40,000 Rand a month, you're going on a vacation every single year with your family, business class flights every single year. You've got a car that doesn't have a debit order at the end of the month. You might think you're rich, but I'm telling you, you're just getting warmed up because you're on your way. Our rewards program goes up to rank 28. That's why I say we're going to be friends for a long time. 20, 30 years. We've mapped out the next 30 years for wealth engineers in our business. When we sit down and have management meetings, that's the timeline that we talk to, right? And so what is the decision really in this business? Again, practically, I want people to think about, well, how does DuePoint fit into my life? Is there risk? There's no real risk in this business. We've made it so low risk that anyone can get involved in this business to at least see what it does for them. See what you can do in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I guarantee if you connect one person a day, and when I say connect, I don't mean they have to become wealth engineers. Just speak to them. They can look at you like this and tell you to go away, right? That's still connecting. But if you can just speak to somebody every single day about this business, I guarantee you, you will be wealthier next month than you were last month. And the month after that, even wealthier. And you will build that asset that creates wealth for you. So that's what I'm doing. I'm inviting you to join this business called DuePoint. I want you to turn the next 4 months that's left of this year, the warm months. I know we feel like we're on holiday already when it starts getting warmer, but if you can get that grit, that endurance, that dedication, that accountability for the next 4 months and decide I'm going to do this business as hard as I can, I promise you're going to have a 2018 that looks different to any other year that you've had. And you've got all the support in the world behind you. We're all here collaborating with each other. In the workplace, it's all competitive. You're fighting with the person next to you to get ahead. In this business, we're all going in the same direction. So if you have any questions, come speak to me. Otherwise, I wish you a very prosperous next 4 months. I'm very interested to see if I will still see any of these faces I see today by the end of the year. So good luck.